Good afternoon, it's that bloke on a motorbike. We're just into February now, and the nights are starting to get a little bit longer. We've got more daylight, which is fantastic because it feels like it's finally turned that corner as we go towards spring. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video today. It's one of the information videos, training videos, advice, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to look at the thing that sort of binds every other aspect of riding together, and that's observation, and what we're actually looking at, and why we're doing that, and how are we observing. So the definition says that it's the act of noticing and perceiving what is happening around you and then acting accordingly. So pretty broad statement that. So how do we observe? Well, obviously we can look. So we're looking forward, we're looking into his mirrors, we're looking to the sides, but we use other senses as well. Your hearing, that's a really good one, is that, because sometimes you can hear things before you see it. We use smell. There's a really famous one that happened years ago, and it was a racing driver, and he's going round track, and he said he could got a sudden smell for freshly cut grass. So he started to brake, and sure enough, when he got round corner, there was a car that come off and gone straight through grass, and that's what he picked up. So his senses are heightened. We can also use sensation, such as hot and cold. If it's particularly cold and you start shivering, is there going to be some ice on the floor? So we're not just using vision, we're looking all over. And it's pointless just looking forward. Like I say, we need to look behind and we need to scan. I'll look at that in a bit more detail as we're going round. A little bit of naughty stuff on the floor there. Oh, it's a lovely day today. A little bit on the chilly side, but overall still very, very nice. So something that goes with this observation is called zones of vision, and that's how we see and what we can see into. It's a little bit complex, but basically if I move in towards the left hand side and there's a junction on left, I'm going to restrict my view into that junction. It also means that somebody coming out does exactly the same, and that's what I've just done here now. Going into this bend, I've moved my position out so I get a better view. As you can see now, that road is going round to the right and then the left. So as I'm coming up here, I've got the view now. The bloke behind me that's really impatient. So we're getting that best view. So that's the zone of vision. It's the area that I can see that's uninterrupted. Okay, so we've got that sign there, which is the just pull over a minute and I can explain it. So there are a lot of clues that we can use and that's given to us as well. A lot of information is actually given to us. Road signs, probably one of the most underused and underrated things that they've got on the road. So in front of us there, we've got a triangular sign. Now, all triangles are warnings. If it's got a circular sign with a red border, it's a prohibitive, you must not. So whatever's inside it, you mustn't do. If it's a blue sign, then it's a you must if it's circular. And then you've got the information signs, which are oblong or squares. So there we've got a triangle, and it's telling us that the major route is going straight ahead, and that we've got cross routes in both directions. Now I can't see that junction, which is why they've put the warning sign there. You can see the houses straight in front of us. I can't see a road this side of it, so when I go around there, the road at the far side is going to be obscured. So expect vehicles pulling out from there. You can also expect vehicles turning as they go to turn right. Now I've just seen there that indicator's gone on. Now if we look across that field, across there, and we look through that gap in the hedge there, We might see that van going down in a couple of seconds. There he is, we just got the top of it. So all I've done there is use the information that they've given me. And I know that it could be, or it is a hazard, because of the white lines. If you look at the white lines in the road, you've got long lines and short gaps. And what that means is that there's a hazard coming up. If you've got equal length of gap to white line, that's the centre line of a single carriageway road. If the gaps are longer and the white lines are shorter, that's a lane marking, multi-lane roads. Basically, the more paint, the more danger. So that was the observation, linking with what can I do, and the what ifs, as we mentioned in a previous video, that if he does that, what am I going to do? So as we come round here, look at that chevron board there. So I'm slowing down a bit so I can keep over to what's left hand side, just in case somebody decides to come round there and skim over, or I don't want my head over that white line. So looking at observations up there, we can see we've got the house right on the corner. In fact, there's two, one either side. So do we have around that, around this corner, do we have a junction? Do we have a driveway? And then we've got a left turn coming up. Now I'm deliberately going to get the wrong position here. Look at that, how we can't see into that junction. It means we can't react as quickly. A pothole there with some water in it was ice. I didn't think it was so cold today. Deer in field, there's a deer farm there. And they rear them. This used to be one of the test routes for Barnsley for driving tests, and well, it still is for driving tests, but for bike tests as well. It was ludicrous because this is a 60 limit road and they wanted them coming down here at 50ish. If they come down like I'm coming down now at about 38, 40, it would be a definite fail for not making progress. So we've got a warning sign there that we just passed, which is warning me of horses and pedestrians. Look at this, we've got no curbsides, so we can expect that we're going to get people walking in road. Now yes, they should be walking facing traffic, but very rarely do they do that. Okay, so we're part of those zones of vision. If we look at this here now, my zone of vision, I can see that there's that one vehicle coming up the road. What I can't see is what's just to the left after that bridge, and that's what I need to be thinking about as I'm going down here. Is there a pedestrian? Is there a vehicle pulling out? Now here we can use the road itself, so again I'll just stop so you can see it. If you look there, can you see we've got the telegraph poles going round, and we've got that low hedgerow, low wall there, and then we can see it bends round to the right and goes into trees. Now lampposts, telegraph poles to a certain extent, but lampposts, yep, they can be very useful. Be wary of telegraph poles. They suddenly will decide that they're going to disappear off across a field somewhere. Lampposts, you more or less guarantee that it's going to be on the road itself. So we know that we're coming up here, but I don't know yet whether or not this is going to be this road that goes round and joins in with that one, or is it going to be a junction? So let's go a bit further and we'll find that one out. So as I come round here now, you can see we've got that give way in 50 yards. So I'm going to go left here, but look at that, no view to the right whatsoever. So I'm going to have a look. If it's clear, I'll go. Now what I did on the approach to that was thinking, right, if it's not clear, I'm going to have to stop. So my brain was already telling me you're going to stop. Right, so junction on the left there. You can see, I can hardly see into it at all. I think over the fence I've got the possible top of a vehicle, or is it a wheelie bin? I'm not sure, but there's something there. So as I'm going up to this junction, if I maintain this position towards the left, I get very, very limited view, and somebody coming up there and sticking their nose out, I'm going to have a real distinct problem. If I move out a bit, you'll see how that really does alter. What have we got here? I don't have to say anything really, do I? Right, so if I move out a bit now, look how that zone opens. We can see a lot further into that junction. We can actually see now that it is a car. These fields on the left hand side, when I was a kid, I used to play on those and come across to see my great grandma on a Saturday, and she lived in one of these houses that we're going to go past. She lived in that one there, just on the left hand side. So that petrol station, look at that we've got there. Now I'm going to move out. So it opens up the zone. What's he doing? Okay, so coming into towns, it's on high alert now. Got all these vehicles coming up left on these left-hand junctions. Time of day as well brings a lot of its own sorts of problems. At the moment it's kicking out time for schools, so all these cars, or a lot of these cars, are picking the kids up, and they're more interested in then getting back home and getting on with stuff rather than what they're supposed to be doing, which is watching what the traffic's on about. And it doesn't just mean in front of you, the ones behind as well. There's a Discovery behind me who's got really close. Okay, so we're going to go right at the roundabout. I think what I'll do is I'll give a bit of a commentary as to what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for. So I've got one vehicle behind. Got that traffic stood across the junction, so I'm just holding back, looking at the junction. Another one's coming round, so it's going to be a definite stop. Quite a lot of vehicles coming on there now. The only way it's going to be clear for me is there. He's indicating off, it's committed. So it's not one, it's not two, indicator's still on right, not three, not four. We're going to take this one. So indicate, lights checked, green traffic light. It's time to pick up the speed a little bit. That vehicle's closing on him. Is he going to suddenly dive across from my right hand side? Lights at green there, so anticipating it changing. So mirror clear behind. Vehicles coming across from both sides there, or wanting to come across anyway. Lights still at green, mirror check. That vehicle's coming really quick now. There he is, and we're going to be turning right, so picking up the right hand lane. Now these are quite, I don't know if you got them in other parts of the world, other parts of the country, but these are not traffic lights, they're pedestrian crossings. So you come onto it, you're expecting it going to be a straightforward stop on it, and it isn't. So you come and get a green and suddenly traffic's coming round roundabout. Okay, so I'm going to take my next exit. I'm going to take the right hand lane because I'm turning right shortly after it. Again, lights are at green. Done a mirror check, we cleared. Too close to committing. Right indicator comes on then, and then into the right turn lane. Now position towards the right side there so that with a bit of luck, if anything goes wrong, I've got an escape route down that right hand side. Ages since I've been round here. Used to drive round here every day when I was teaching. Watching that one on the right. Got a no left turn on the traffic light, still at green. Can't believe I've gone through all these green lights. And then when we get to the end, I'm going to turn left, I think. It's a one-way street that we're turning into. Major roads going right to the left, clear. I can go across. Just acknowledge him. I got a comment the other week to say that I'd not acknowledged somebody. I could have at least nodded. I did nod. What it was, it's the stabilisation that didn't pick the movement of the helmet up, so I'll do it with my hand this time. See a fuel station there, so just being aware of anybody coming in or out and any fuel spillage on the roads. And then we're into the 30 limit. Car behind me is quite well distance from me, so I can ease down to 30. Having said that, they've now come right up behind me. So I hope you found that little bit of advised video useful to you. Let me know in the comments, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much, I really do appreciate it. If not, if you could consider it, because it does make a huge difference to the channel. Like it, share it, leave me a comment, do what you want with it. If you're out on your bikes, stay warm, stay safe, keep that shiny side up and the rubber side down, and I will see you out on the road next time. So bye for now, folks. Bye.